What is up, guys? Welcome back to another segment of Blue Bloods Football. I'm not going to introduce our guests as you remember them, but what is important for this video, if you can read the caption, is the fact that we are going to be doing a pre-match analysis for Chelsea versus Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. As you can see, the blue side is here, and the red side is up there. So we're going to get into it, guys. We're going to start off Caicedo Lavia drama.
Oh, Moises Caicedo.
He was waiting for that one, guys. So, as you must know, at the moment, I haven't got any new news, but it seems that, Caicedo was on the way to Liverpool. Things were agreed between clubs, if I'm not mistaken, for £111 million fee. So I got that right. That's a bit British record, smashing that. And apparently Caicedo himself had told Liverpool that he wants to go to Chelsea instead.
True.
Which I back. So, just touching on that, guys, what's your opinion on that? Let's start with the NFC fans.
How, as a player, can you choose Chelsea over Liverpool? Liverpool, better stadium, better fan base.
Bigger fan base, I'll say that. Better, I don't know.
Quality, quantity. Liverpool are in Europe, Chelsea are not in Europe. I don't understand how can you choose Chelsea over Liverpool. Maybe I'm biased. Okay, fine.
Personally, I wouldn't go to a mid-table club. Really, he wants to carry on.
Shots fired. This is how we're gonna go. Zenz, you have something to say about that?
Yeah. I mean, look, I think my opinion on it, biases aside, obviously, given I'm a blue, I think there's something to be said about the fact that Caicedo can see that there's a plan. You can see that there's a mission, there's goals for the future. Obviously, we've got something going as far as a lot of our new signings, new management, that sort of thing, and there's something for the future. Whereas at Liverpool, I don't know.
What do you mean?
So,
Yeah, facts. To back that is true. I think he listened to the project. He had agreed a contract with Chelsea prior. If I'm not mistaken, the project is essentially that we're planning to use young players.
Exactly.
So we are currently, I'll put up the stat, we are the youngest squad in the league. Right before Brighton and a couple of other teams. You'll see the table. But yeah, I think it's the same thing of he agreed terms. He plans to live in London. His life is in London. Liverpool came with a last-ditch effort, respect to them, but apparently it ain't gonna work. As for this whole European football chat, I think it becomes more important when you're in the last legs of your career, where you're like, this is the one season I get to play European football. Whereas if you're 21 like Lavia, it's like it can come next season or the season after that. What's important is where I stay with my family, my career, the project going forward. That's how I see it.
I think it's all about the project, really. Yeah, for me, and I think there's a clear commitment to the project in the sense that we also put a lot behind signing Caicedo, whereas Liverpool, I mean, just came with one bid and what was he supposed to drop his panties? I don't know. So, and I think that's displayed also in the fact that we sort of started veering away from the Adams and the Lavia deal when we saw that he had also expressed an interest in working with us specifically as opposed to Liverpool. I think like the reciprocity of, we want him as much as he wants us.
True. You guys want to add on to that, or can I move on to the next topic?
I don't even care.
That's it. Take it.
I'm alright. I'll take mine.
They never wanted him in the first place.
Are you guys disappointed that he didn't come?
No, I'm happy he didn't come. He doesn't want to come, so he can.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Okay, at least you guys are unanimous on that, because I saw a couple of Liverpool fans commenting the same thing.
But I'm a bit worried is that now Chelsea are looking to get Lavia as well.
They're not.
Which is where I was going on to, because I heard that, I don't know if the sources are accurate, but I heard that a deal was agreed between clubs and personal terms were agreed, which remains to be seen. 55 million.
Only if you bid more than that.
It said 55, that's the thing. So I don't know about that personally. So what's your take on that? Mr. Fantasy fans?
I think we're bound to sign him now. We know we've got this 110 million in the bank.
Everyone knows it now.
Yeah, Southampton know it. They're not gonna budge on the 50 mil. That's the only thing that I had a problem with. But I think we know we just spend the money now. Just drop that 50 M's on him. Get him in. He wants to go to Liverpool.
Which is another point, guys. Which is another point, definitely.
So, if they know that you've got the 100 in the bank, are they going to be like, oh yes, 50, oh yes, 50?
Yeah, they're gonna take
65.
They're only gonna raise the price if there's another team that.
which I think we're going to be that team. So
Yeah.
basically, I think what Chelsea are doing to you is what you guys did to us, because 90 to 100 mil was okay for Caicedo initially.
Yeah, but now you've got
Now
to pay
we're
that
going to have to
110.
pay more
Yeah.
because you guys came in with your 111.
It's devolving into that.
Basically, you guys blew open the stock, so now we have to do the same. So I think with Lavia, it might be the case. If it's not, I would be surprised.
As well as with the Caicedo thing, I think he's choosing Chelsea over us because he knows that he's an integral part of that project.
He will
It's
try
not,
into that team.
yeah, it's not
100%.
more a thing of he thinks the project is better. I think it's more a thing of he sees himself as like a crown jewel of that project. He's looking at himself like, you know, they need me for this project. I want to be that guy that goes there. It's up to me. That's what I think.
Fair take. As for whether the project's better or not,
It's a
remains to
better
be
project.
seen.
It
I
remains to
feel
be
like
seen,
it's a better
exactly.
project,
I
but
can't,
it
I
remains to
can't
be
say
seen.
it's a better
Let's
project.
see.
We haven't even seen anything in your project.
Let's start. Let's start
You
it
guys
off
are
and
being
let's see.
investigated right now.
We are.
So
Technically fair, but
But for
on those
stuff-
allegations, yeah, that's for stuff Jane Abramovich. Plus, it was reported, so we found that something was dodgy,
And
then
he
we
reported
reported it.
it as
So yeah, catch you a bit quiet on the Lavia front.
I'm fine, you know.
Okay.
That was very convincing. No, it's funny. I was chatting to Kat about the Caicedo thing, and he was like, "Nah, you guys can get Lavia if we get Caicedo." I was like, "Bro, I don't want that gent.
Yeah,
I'm not hearing it."
Lavia can rest. Eh?
Lavia can rest for me. But anyway, we'll see what happens. It's going to be very interesting. It'll shape this match, actually. Because I don't think Caicedo will be signed in time for us to play him. Probably
he will
not.
be unveiled at the game.
Yeah, that much.
Definitely.
So he's going to watch the game, probably, if that's the case. But it would have been really juicy if, you know, either you guys would get Lavia and you guys, or we would get Caicedo and then play against each other again. That would make it so dramatic. It's actually interesting that things line up in this way. You know what I mean? For the match on Sunday. So let's go straight into the analysis. How do you guys think this game is going to go? How do you think it's going to unfold? Zenzo, we'll start with you.
Oh, with me, maybe there's not a lot to go off of based on preseason, because that's as much as it is a taste for what's to come. You can't really base any solid opinions on that. That being said, I do think it's going to be a quite a high-paced game. Liverpool, obviously being a high-paced team, and from what I've seen in Chelsea's play pre-season, like we move the ball very quickly. Never mind the fact that now we've got Oaks running in a very serious way. So I think it's going to be a pretty exciting match. Sort of in contrast to the Man City game, that was a bit more tamed, a bit more tempered. But yeah, very fast game. I'm hoping to see Mudryk burn it up. I don't see him cook Arnold a bit. But yeah, as far as a prediction, I'm gonna go with 3-2 Chelsea.
3-2 Chelsea.
3-2
So
Chelsea.
goal fest, basically.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very
cool.
exciting.
I hear
Yeah.
that. I'm on that front in the sense that it's either, like Keanu said, you told me previously, I think it's going to either be 0-0 draw or 1-1 draw. Some draw in some way, pretty much. Like, that's always what's been happening with Chelsea v Liverpool
Yeah.
for the past.
It's always
I don't
hyped.
know. And then, boom.
Super Sunday.
That's the thing, even at our best, even at our worst, even when both teams are in form, out of form, it always just goes to the draw. I think it could be a massive goal fest as well. I think it could be quite dramatic and end in the way Zenz is saying. Key players, I don't know what's going to happen. Mudryk might be quite useful in that game. I think he could be quite essential to the team in that game. I was very sad for the fact that Nkunku was injured and he's going to miss it. Him and Jackson are making some good link-up plays in pre-season. Like I said, like Zen said before, pre-season is pretty much all we have to go on for this. So in that regard, I'm kind of sad, and I don't know what's going to happen with who they're going to play in that position, so it remains to be seen. But as for a score prediction, 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1 for the bridge.
Yeah, I agree with what you all said about this game being a high-paced game. I think it's going to be a midfield battle. Both teams not having CDMs. It's going to be quite interesting.
That is a big point.
I just wanted to ask you, Zenzo, before I continue, in our last video when we were together, you put Chelsea in top 4 but not Liverpool.
But anyways, I'll go fourth, Chelsea. For the better, I would say. On third being Newcastle. Back them, they're dope. I don't think there's Arsenal. I think. And then obviously first Man City.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
How can you put Chelsea in top 4 but not Liverpool? You put Newcastle in there but not Liverpool. What's happening?
How can I?
Yeah.
I mean,
Very easy.
It's a idiot. That easy.
like I spoke it into existence. I don't know.
Go watch the video. That's how.
Yeah. I suppose. like for me, I don't know. I'm seeing a lot more potential as far as developments from Chelsea and Newcastle. Maybe not as much from Liverpool. Just on account of, yes, you guys have made some signings, but it's still the same Liverpool at the crux of it, I think. Granted, Fabinho's gone and he was an essential part, but same team,
Yeah,
folks.
man.
Same team.
Liverpool's last year's form, ending the season, we were so close to making the Champions League.
Yeah.
You were nowhere near making it, and half of your squad is pretty much, not half of your squad, but like your most important players right now injured for the time being. So I don't understand how you can have Chelsea in there but not Liverpool. You just
But if you-
completely ignore Liverpool.
If you're talking about last season, we're not the same team. You guys are, granted.
In a way, yes.
Yeah, actually,
We're not.
very much a completely different
Yeah.
team.
You understand? And if you're
Down
making
to
the point
coaching
that
staff even, yeah.
you almost made Champions League and it's essentially the same team, who's to say you guys are not gonna almost make it again? You
We'll see.
Speculation. Again, it's opinions, and I'm
We'll
not
see.
100% right
Yeah.
by any means, but you know.
It is just predictions after all.
Yeah.
But as for this game, I do think the best result for both teams would be a draw.
I don't think it will be the best, but
If
I want the dub.
if my team has to win, it will be a 2-0 win. Darwin
2-0.
Nunes,
You're gonna keep us out, bro.
Darwin Nunes
I
to score.
don't even think we're going to keep them out
Okay.
now. For what everyone was waiting for.
Japers.
You know, I think personally, on what Zenzo said earlier, I don't think Liverpool is the same team that they were last season. Not only because of the signings we've made, but the tactics alone and the way everyone has to play a different type of role this season coming up, because we're not doing the same thing with overlapping fullbacks the whole time. Now we've got Trent moving into the sixth role a lot of the time. Robertson is practically like a left centre back at this point. You know, once the game starts, it changes. And with things like that, I feel like that puts us up as a very dangerous team.
Yeah.
Because sure, we didn't make it last season, but you know, neither did Chelsea into the Champions League.
Can I touch on one of those points? You observing these tactical changes from the preseason games,
And from the end of last season.
Okay.
He
no,
pretty much
fair.
carried on from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
preseason.
No fair, no
Our
fair.
preseason started end of
In the
last
same
season.
way.
Yeah.
Cool. I haven't been watching them, but
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, keep going.
Then at the same time, apparently Chelsea's been playing very well in pre-season as well. Under who's your manager again? I forgot his name.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Forgot his name.
Wow.
You know, you've got Poch now. I think Poch is a great manager, so I think it's going to be a good. Oh, I'm also worried because if you look at how Poch plays against Liverpool, some of the time it's always dangerous. I think sometimes he really does pull it out of the bag when it comes to Jurgen Klopp. The only notable time I can think of when we beat a team led by Pep, not Pep, Pochettino, was when we beat them in the final. But a lot of the other times where we versed Pochettino, it was always a very difficult game for us. So I worry with these new young signings that you've made. You know, Poch is also a very good manager with young players. So I think it's going to be a very interesting game. And obviously Hamlet said what I said earlier, but I think it's either going to be a no draw, or I don't think 1-1 or anything, because I think once the goals start going in, they're not going to stop. I don't think both teams are set with defense right now, so that makes me lean more into a very open game, lots of goals. Despite previous Sundays where it's a super Sunday between us two, I think this might actually pay out for once. So I'm going to go with a I think a 4-3.
4-3. Japers creepers.
Liverpool. It has to be to Liverpool.
4-3. You're gonna concede 4 goals at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah,
This
Oaks.
is
We've
what
got
they
a more
say.
electric
Not
This is what they
attack.
say.
Got a more
My
electric-
boy Colwell, not like that.
He's
Thiago, not
bothered
like
about
that.
Colwell wanted to join us. He's gonna do an inside job for us.
Wanted to.
Colwell.
Nah.
I doubt that.
Inside job by Colwell.
He wanted to join them as much as he wanted to join Brighton, guys.
Nah.
So I'm going to go into starting 11s for this game. So how I feel starting 11 should be for us. 4-2-3-1, which is what Poch has been doing the majority of the time. So defensive pair, going to be Thiago Silva on the right, Liverpool. What you saying about that? More or less. Cool. Left back, Ben Chilwell. Makes sense. Right back, I got a controversial one for this, guys. I'm going to start Malo Gusto personally.
Okay. On the back of?
On the back of the fact that James looks vulnerable defensively. I feel like it's something Chelsea fans don't want to talk about, going forward, he looks good. Then again, I'm going off the end of last season and this preseason. He just hasn't looked as sharp defensively. But you know, like I've been saying for Trent, what's the point of doing 50% of the job if you can't do the other 50%? Does that make you a good fullback? So I would bench him for that game. Malagusta's been looking good every game he started. So I would start him for this game, especially against a team like Liverpool who have an experienced attack. Against the Don Nunez or Jota, whoever's going to start there. Yeah. Midfield pivot. This is
okay. Wait, sorry, you've spared past that controversial. I feel it's so good.
Even give you a chance.
For me, it's like you make a good point about it, right? Mm-hmm. And I do hear you about him.
Oh, sorry, Keeper Sanchez. Cool.
Fair enough. About James maybe not looking as sharp defensively, but for me, it's like you announce a new captain, like. You know,
if we look dimension.
Exactly. So I think on a balance of likelihoods, James is going to play. He's going to play.
I want Malo to play, but James is most
likely and I can hear you wanting Malo, but James is going to play.
You don't unveil him as captain.
And then
this first game of the season when he's fully fit.
Yeah, guys, I'm not hoping for a James stinker, hey? Yes.
No, James will be fine. He'll be fine.
You know, I'm actually going to put up that clip. I don't want to, but... him getting folded in that Newcastle preseason game, my goodness. Anyway, so you good with that, son?
Solid.
Midfield pivot, tough one. Enzo Fernandez has to start, of course. No CDMs. This is going to be a shocker. It's between Andre Santos and Conor Gallagher.
Conor Gallagher's going to start.
I think Gallagher's going to start.
Balance of probabilities.
He's actually, if I can add,
jump in.
He's looked very well in preseason.
He's actually looked
cool.
He looks they say he looks great under Poch.
People are saying this, but like Keanu said before, he has played really well under Poch. And I won't be surprised if I see him start. So I personally actually would start him out of our options. I would start him. Andre Santos is great. I think he needs a bit more experience, but against the Liverpool side, I think I'm going to start Gallagher, especially for the high energy pace I'm expecting.
Yes. Yeah. But then again, I mean, given the pace that the game is going to go at, I think that he might die out at some point.
Gallagher.
He's
the fittest player, bro.
He's the fittest player, but you must remember that. He's the fittest and he runs the most. Oaks, he's going to be doing some serious running, especially next to Enzo. Not to say that Enzo doesn't have work rate, like he does what he must, but he's more of a static role in this and very technical. So for me, it's like Gallagher's going to tire himself out for
60 to 75 minutes.
That's
fine, bro. I think he must push.
Yeah,
he must push. We got subs.
That's what you're asking for.
100%. Okay, cool. So,
but it's consensus on media. Solid.
Okay, cool. So the front three in front of that pivot. On the left side, I'm gonna go Mudryk.
Okay,
makes sense for me. On the left side, Mudryk. I'm gonna go the right side because the cam is a controversial one, and I actually don't know what we're gonna do there.
Okay.
On the right side, this is actually a tough one. And Gino went on loan, bro. We think we only have Sterling. I don't want him to start this.
Why? Why is that?
Bro, I'm sorry. He hasn't had the great... Preseason was a chance for Sterling to prove himself.
And
granted, in one of my videos, I did say that I thought he was going to be our best player this season. He's the most experienced attacker. But he just hasn't looked up to standard. I don't know what's going on. Everyone has showed what they have this preseason. Sterling's the same guy. And I'm like, what's going on?
Remember you predicted Sterling to
I said that, bro. I said thank you. It's okay, but thanks,
just in case you guys didn't.
So I think he's gonna start against my wall. I don't know who else is there. Who else do we have? Noni Madueke. Yes, he hasn't even started any preseason game as well. So
maybe he's your secret weapon.
Pretty much. It might be a thing. I think it's going to be Sterling. And then through the middle, it's probably going to be Chukwuemeka.
Yeah. 10 Chukwe and then right side Sterling, left side Mudryk. Solid. In fact, I think I'm happier with that than you are. I mean, granted your dissatisfaction with Sterling, but I mean, in all fairness, like he's consistent here. He never drops a performance where you're like, we could have won this and ruined it for us.
I don't know. Hey, I'm gonna go against that, fam. Okay. I think he's been doing that every season at least. There's just these little habits Sterling has, and he's been having them for the longest time that he hasn't shaken. Like this indecision with the ball, where he keeps it for long, where he shoots when he's not supposed to shoot, and he keeps the ball longer than he's supposed to keep it. Yeah, but turn around. The fans are calling you. Number one in the front, Nico Jackson, of course. there's probably a consensus on that.
Yeah,
100%. Okay, awesome.
Another thing though, I mean, I would like to see maybe for Gallagher, and I don't know how this would pan out, but I would like to see Madsen at some point develop into the game, because I really liked him.
Yeah, you know what? I'm benching Sterling for Madsen. Thanks for bringing that up. I'm benching, no, fully. No. Serious, bro. No jokes. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah.
Full out.
He's actually been quite good in the
is
preseason,
very
and he's
nice.
played that role quite well on the left wing or the right. I thought he was going to be a star left back, but
more
Poch
advanced, it's suiting him, bro.
he does what he needs to do,
Yeah.
which is actually amazing. Little touches on the ball, very efficient.
Yeah.
His positioning is great as well. He knows how to link up with Jackson quite well. It's just working. So I'm putting Madsen there personally. Anyway, so yeah, guys.
A quick rundown of the team without the reasoning. So
Okay, Sanchez and Paul.
Sanchez,
Midfield partnership. Centre back partnership.
Thiago Colwell on
Yes,
the
sir.
left. Right back, you had. You didn't put James.
I didn't put James. I put
Yeah.
Malo. He put James.
Yeah, I put James, and then left back we saying Chilwell, of course.
Midfield pivot Gallagher and Enzo.
Yes, sir. And then at number 10 we
Chukwuemeka.
Chukwuemeka. On the right we saying Madsen / Sterling.
Yes,
In
sir.
fact, I'm tending more towards Madsen actually.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
There we
and
go.
then left Mudryk, and then up front the man himself, Jackson.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a come. Awesome. Okay, guys. So, how about you guys for your Liverpool starting 11
Let's get
formation
into it.
and yeah.
4-3-3. Obviously Alisson in goals. Best keeper in the Premier League at least. Right back, you have to put Trent. Of course, he's going to move into the midfield. We'll see. Maybe if
starting off at right back, moving into the 6.
I like how we are agreeing so far.
Back 3 type of thing.
You're surely going to start Konate and like
I have to start Konate and Van Dijk.
Robertson left back. This one is a bit controversial.
Yeah,
If
another
Thiago is fit, I'm gonna put Thiago because he's the only one that I can think of that can, defend and attack at the same time.
I'm thinking I'd start McAllister in the 6, Thiago.
We never put McAllister for that.
We didn't buy him
That's
for
a
that,
hot
but
take.
he's
Yeah.
got to be there. I think he's
He
better
can
in
do the
that
job
role.
though.
And McAllister, I think
We-
deep is actually.
he's-
Yeah.
I'm not putting him
He's
there to be a destroyer.
For
Break the
time,
players,
yeah.
get the ball, turn and go. No. Receive the ball, play it forward. I think we're gonna try hold the ball as much as we can.
Yeah.
Poch in this game, look at his previous games against us, counter attack one way. That's how he goes against these big teams that are bigger than him.
So he's got.
So I've got McAllister in the.
I
in the
got
6.
Thiago.
Yeah.
Okay, I have McAllister as well. My
Ah.
starting, playing up forward in the cam position or CM.
Yeah.
I have McAllister and Curtis Jones. I don't think Klopp will start Szoboszlai and McAllister
What do you
at
want?
the same time.
I want Shaw.
I want Szoboszlai, but knowing Klopp, he doesn't start his new
He's one of
That
players.
is very true, but
I remember when Fabinho came to Liverpool, Fabinho took, Fabinho wasn't in starting. And then obviously right wing, you have to put Salah. Oh, how they.
getting my 2 cents.
Okay, sorry.
I think the Curtis is okay. I can see him starting. He's played well pre-season. He played well in the under-21s Euros.
Yeah.
I know Thiago's going to start in the centre mid as well for me. So we're just doing a straight swap, you and I.
That's actually a nice midfield. I don't think Jones gets enough recognition.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he's
he's quite solid.
very. I still want Dominic to start over him. I think Dominic is the more complete player, the more technical
Sighting.
player, better vision. Just look at the corners he's hitting alone. I think Dominic has to start personally. I think he's going to turn into one of our most key players. And so,
Either
yeah.
ways, he will play. Left wing and strike is a bit debatable.
Yeah, there's a lot of options.
There's a lot of options. I want to put Luis Diaz. At the same time, I don't want to rush him into the start because he had a horrific injury last season. So I want to, as a manager, if I was Klopp, I would take my time with Luis Diaz. But okay, fine. I think Luis Diaz has to start. In the middle, I think Jota, Gakpo, Nunes. It's a difficult one for me. I don't know who to choose. I'm fine with either or.
Hasn't Nunes been having quite an electric
He
preseason?
has, but I feel like Gakpo and Jota are so composed. They remind me of Firmino. I would want Gakpo to start. He deserves it. Drops in deep, collects the ball, allows Salah and Diaz to to score the. You understand that
Yeah,
system? Yeah.
I know what you mean.
So yeah.
So I'm not even gonna talk about right wing. That's consensus between every Liverpool fan in the world. Salah starts right wing. Left wing and striker, more debatable. I think there's a chance. Let's not forget Darwin can also play left wing, and I think he can still do a job at left wing. But the only reason I would put Darwin at left wing is if I'm starting Jota, which I really want to. I really want to start Jota. I think Jota is such a great goal scorer, and the fact that he has injured most parts of last season, I think everybody has forgotten that. When you put him in the team, you know that there's goals guaranteed to come, whether he's creating the space for the other two attackers, which I think is why you would put Darwin on the left if you start in Jota, because he creates all that space and I'm even saying Haaland. That's how good his season is this season.
What
So what I'm saying, yeah, Nunes.
Yeah.
I'm bringing back the comparisons. Nunes, if you've got Jota there in that starting at striker spot, you just know that he's going to burst in with that pace that he's got from left wing, bursting into the box and scoring the goals. So I think I'd start him at left wing, Darwin. I'd start Darwin at left wing and start Jota at striker. Just for the pure fact alone that I feel like Jota can do it all. He's such a small striker, but he wins the headers. He's got that work rate, he drops deep, gets the ball. He does it all for me.
Let us know what you think in the comments. If you like these kinds of vids, like and subscribe and share, guys. Very important. Thanks to our resident guests.
Yes,
And
yes,
Blue
yes.
Bloods
Now,
Football. Yes, sir. Signing out.
Looking forward to this dub.
Yeah.